well, it gets a bit tricky. It doesn't have the original motor.
Oh, first time I've ever come across something like that before. I gotta find it for myself.
As you can see in here, we have the pods that are broken. Both of them are taped on there. We have our Sparco steering wheel with a quick release. We got our little Dasai Mochi over there. As stated before, it's an automatic. I'm gonna be taping this pod back on there maybe a little bit better so that it doesn't look as bad. We're missing some plastic trim over here, so that's something. And then we got some stuff in the back. We got a box of tools. We do have some tools back here that will impact and whatnot. But we have a box of parts from the previous owner back here. And then we also have the leather T-top covers, which is really cool. And then these fillers for the T-tops are in perfect condition. They're uncracked, which is common. Seats have been reupholstered. I think it looks okay. I don't think it looks bad. And then, you know, the usual garbage. My little rocking chair back there for when I go to shows and meets. And then we also have my little flannel, which I've been meaning to take out for the longest. And we have all the paperwork over there in that little yellow envelope. So I don't know what we're gonna get. If I had to guess, it'd be somewhere between 4,500 to 5,000. I might have to switch over to the phone cam once I go up there, just because I don't really want them to know that I'm recording. I don't want them to feel any type of way, and I don't want the whole transaction to be canceled just because I feel as though I'm trying to record them or catch them doing something, which I'm not. So we're gonna have to switch to phone cam. The footage might come out vertical. I'm sorry. I'm going to try and mitigate that to the best of my ability, both when I'm filming it and in post. So don't worry about that. But let's head on up to Carmax. Let's not waste any more time. Let's figure out what we're going to get for the car, and if I might have to replace the daily with something better, because that's the only way I'm replacing this, is if I get something better. And if that's the case, you guys are going to find out exactly what I mean. So let's head up to Carmax. Here we are, Carmax. See what happens. We're going to be on phone cam from here on out, just because I don't exactly know how they are with filming on the premises and during their process, and I don't want to get kicked out, and I don't want them to modify stuff because they think I'm trying to be weird and film and try to catch them with something. So let's see how this goes, guys. How's it going, man? Yeah, I'm just here to get an appraisal from the car.
All right, did you have an appointment today?
No.
Okay. What's your name?
Dior.
Say again?
Dior. D-I-O-R.
And your phone number?
Is not.
All right, cool, man. Did you happen to doing like offers on a website by any chance or anything like that?
No.
All right, are you still making payments on the car?
No.
So I can speak to this one. I actually
All
just had
right, just go grab a seat over the window.
Alright. So I forgot to tell you guys that the underglow had to be yanked out because I chewed up my front under, my fender well on the driver's side front got chewed up by the tire, and that's where one of the wires was ran. And I just yanked it out on a whim because I was in a rush to get home, and I forgot to take out the rest, and now I have a wire hanging on the side, on the driver's side, that I completely didn't realize until I got out of the car right now. So we'll see how this goes. Right here? Yeah, you know, I mean, it's just thinking about replacing one, so that's why. So
We can get rid of this one, and then the other one, get rid of it and try and get something.
exactly. That's yeah. Well, I mean, you know, fast, fun.
Yeah, all of those cars are fun to drive.
Oh yeah, tons of fun.
All right, cool. Now, did you do any work with us to get a price for the car online?
No, I didn't even know that was a thing.
We're gonna do that together.
Okay, cool.
And then we're gonna see if they need to see it or not. So what we're gonna do together, we go to Carmax.com, we go to Sell and Trade, and we're gonna work off of the license plate of that car. Do you know the license plate?
By heart, that one? No, but I'm sure I have a photo of it somewhere. Give me one second. No exacts, but it's 169,800 and something.
That's what we'll put an 850. I'm going to take a picture of it anyway.
Yeah.
The 50 miles isn't going to do something. You're very close.
Yeah, very close.
Has the vehicle ever been in an accident?
No.
Not having a frame damage?
No.
Flood?
No.
Smokeless.
No.
Any mechanical issues or warning lights? Does it ever check engine light?
No.
Check engine. Panels in need of paint or body work.
Yes. So, I guess you could just put yes.
How many? 1, 2, or 3?
That's
plus?
hard. I guess I would say 3+. Well, it gets a bit tricky, right? So, and I have paperwork for this,
Okay.
but it doesn't have the original motor anymore.
All right.
It has a twin turbo, but the same motor that came in this car. So they came with two different versions. There was a twin turbo and an NA.
Okay.
This car was NA. We swapped it to TT, and the paperwork for that motor says that it was guaranteed at about 40,000 miles. So that was done before I was the owner of it. But like I said, I have the paperwork for it, and the paperwork for when the motor was purchased. I think it was probably done around 2018. I have to look at the paperwork again. But on the body of the car is 169,000 miles. So I don't know how. That's why I said it gets a little bit tricky at,
First time I've ever come across something like that before. Now, the body of the car, the old engine had 169,000 miles on it, and you swapped it out for a new engine that had about 40. Is that right?
Yeah, I don't know what the mileage of the old motor was when they took it out. So whatever the mileage of the car was, that was what that motor was.
Give me 2 minutes.
Yeah.
I gotta find
Yeah. No problem, man. No problem. So that's a first. We just gave Carmax a first. I feel kind of accomplished. It's never come across a swapped car before, so let's see how that goes.
Aftermarket modifications on this car.
Yeah, so I guess, I have a Borla exhaust system, so I guess you just put yes.
There's a sort of emission system. There's aftermarket air. Do you have an air intake on this car?
Yes.
All right, what are going to be able to buy? What are going to be able to buy?
No,
with that air?
it's a whatchamacallit, it's a CARB approved air intake.
Does it have like a sticker?
It should, yeah, it should. We could check that if you want. It wouldn't be hard to check.
Because whenever we see the air intake, like we open the hood and we see it right off the bat, they say they don't even give you a price on the car until you replace it with the original.
I have the original at home. I could just put it on.
But that wouldn't help us today at all. If I take a picture of it and you see the air intake, it's not going to do it.
I think it has a sticker on it, so
we can look at it before we even take the pictures. To be honest with you, because it's a waste. They're
Gotcha.
going to knock it down.
Okay, no problem.
I'll have one of my bosses take it.
Because the stock car doesn't have a filter per se. It's just a box.
Okay.
So there's nothing there. The people usually add the filter so that there's a form of filtration in the 300ZX so that you don't damage anything. But
we'll see. I'll take a look at it. I'll remind you to look at it. But we've seen that time and time again.
Gotcha. Okay.
Aftermarket suspension.
Yes, coilovers.
This is probably going to say you got to bring the car in. This is
Yeah,
going to give me more
gotcha.
at all. Yeah. It's not going to help us. All right, he's showing us the range. Now, here's a range.
Yeah.
$589 up to $36.95. Does that sound anywhere near what you would want for this car?
I mean, it honestly, it depends. There's a handful of cars that I'm looking at, so if it puts me within a certain amount, then I'd be like, okay, yeah, sure.
We got to do a full appraisal on the car. It's like 60 pictures, so we got to
That's fine.
all under that.
Okay. It's open. It should be, yeah. See if I can. It's right here. Here it is in the T-top. Yeah, it's etched in the glass. Yeah. Isn't that crazy? Yeah. It's actually etched in both T-tops. So hypothetically, right? if I had told you that it was stock and there was a need to investigate the cold air intakes, being that this covers it, when they take the photos of that, would they still want to see where it's at?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because they don't see it. They wouldn't
Yeah.
see it. They say, take that cover off.
Yeah.
1,000%.
Okay, gotcha.
They want to see it. Yeah, we're better off doing it. Trust me. They would have kicked back immediately and said, where's the intake? where's your filter?
Gotcha.
And they say it's nowhere. And
Yeah, there sure is a lot in the engine bay, so.
yeah, they're gonna want to see what they want to see. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's got the exterior. Let's take that red part. You don't have to bolt it in there. Can it just sit on there?
Shit, just lay on.
They want to know two things. I gotta go outside with you.
Okay.
And we gotta take more. I'm gonna take it with my phone and just text them about boats. Does it have cats?
Yeah.
Alright, cool. I feel like that guy down in Trenton.
Yeah.
I don't know his name. He's like Larry. I don't know. He's in Trenton. That's all he has everywhere. He's like,
Does the car have cats?
Cars, yeah. I don't know if he's a YouTuber or whatever he is. He's got his own business.
J&S?
What do you call it? They just
Yeah,
asked
he's a
me,
salesman.
like,
Yeah.
our
He goes,
guys.
does it have cats or dogs?
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
what
right.
he says. Yeah.
All right, what do we gotta do? I gotta take more pictures of this. I gotta get.
Okay, so you got to get that off again.
Simple enough.
The exhaust is almost impossible.
They just asked me your question. Does it have cats? Yes.
It has
So
cats.
does
Yeah.
have cats.
Yes, it
All
has
right,
cats.
That's fair.
Yes, sir. For what? Everything under here is aftermarket.
Yeah, everything under there. Yeah, it's a whole.
We did an engine swap. The only thing still stopping is the transmission. Okay guys, so no offer. They did not give us an offer on the car, and I was told the reason why. So even though we lied and told them that the car had cats, which it doesn't, the thing that was stopping me from getting an offer wasn't the condition, it was the fact that I had cold air intakes. Who knew? I did not know that you needed them in order to get your car appraised by Carmax. Maybe I should have did a little bit more research, but I think if we would just say that it's stock, right, which it doesn't really matter, right, if we're being honest here, right, it doesn't really matter if it is or isn't, because they're hidden by the nose panel. So the only reason I think they started to investigate that was just because I told them, hey, it's underneath the nose panel, but I have cold air intakes. If I would have just said, yeah, stock airbox, I don't think they would have investigated it at all. And I think we would have been scot-free just because they can't see it without taking the nose panel off. And if you don't know what you're looking at, you don't know if you could take that off. And I think if they would have just saw pictures of the bay and you can't see a cold air intake, they would have just assumed that it was stock. So I think what we got to do is we got to go to another Carmax. Hopefully things aren't saved in the system, specifically the VIN number, and we'll see what number they give us. Or we'll go online, since I didn't know that you could do it yourself, and we'll see what number they give us online if we just select that there's no cold air intake, and that it's a stock airbox. So it's unfortunate. This experiment was kind of a fail. It kind of sucks, but this is what happens when you have cold air intakes. But I promise you guys the next video is going to be the build breakdown on the built car, so stay tuned for that. The guys at this Carmax, by the way, in Wayne, New Jersey, off 23, were great. They were amazing. They literally said that it's probably the rarest car they've ever seen come in here. They don't ever see these cars. There was a lot of firsts happening at the counter, so that was cool. But yeah, overall,
this has been the Carmax video.
that was kind of a fail. We're gonna come back to this. We're gonna revisit it, and if I have to, I'll get a stock airbox, put it in just for the appraisal, just to get a number. Just to get a number, I will do that. But we'll go to a different Carmax. Or we'll come back to this one since I already have everything saved and go, okay, stock airbox, we should get a number now. But anyway, please like, comment, and subscribe on this video. I hope you guys stay tuned for the next video. For now, DK out.